Have you ever felt like you're just drowning? Not in water, but in your own life. We're always told that to get better, we have to add more. More habits, more goals, more stuff. But what if the real secret to a truly remarkable life isn't about adding it all, but about subtracting? Okay, let's dive into this because it's a powerful idea, the subtraction principle. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? That feeling of being completely overwhelmed, of having way too much on your plate, that's not some personal failure. It's just a symptom of a world that is obsessed with more, more, more. The solution isn't to paddle harder and exhaust yourself. It's to start throwing the unnecessary weight overboard. So before we can even start subtracting, we really have to understand the invisible cost of having too much. You can think of it like a hidden tax that you're paying every single day. A tax on your focus, your energy, and yeah, your potential. I'm guessing this feels pretty familiar. It's that constant nagging pressure of an endless to-do list. The nonstop buzzing and pinging from your phone. The clutter that just seems to pile up in your space. We've been conditioned to believe that success means accumulating. But all this accumulation, it comes at a really steep price. Let's actually look at the science behind this feeling. There's this concept called cognitive load. I want you to imagine your focus is a crystal clear glass of water. Now, every unresolved task, every notification, every little worry is a single drop of black ink. One drop, no big deal. But eventually, the water gets so murky you can't see through it at all. That is your brain on overload. And it's exactly why you can feel completely exhausted at the end of the day without feeling like you've accomplished anything important.
And it's not just about what you're thinking about. It's about the choices you're forced to make. Every single one, from what to wear in the morning to how to word that email. It drains a tiny bit from this finite reservoir of mental energy. This is a real thing, and it's called decision fatigue.
And here's how that plays out in a totally normal day. In the morning, you wake up, your willpower is at 100%. You make smart choices, right? You pick the healthy salad for lunch, you tackle that difficult project first. But by the evening, after making hundreds of tiny decisions all day, that reservoir is bone dry. Your brain starts looking for the easiest path forward, which is why you end up ordering the giant pizza and scrolling for hours. You haven't become a different person. You've just run out of decision-making fuel. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. This hidden tax of more is real, and it's costing us. Now let's talk about the solution. We need a systematic process for figuring out exactly what to remove. We're going to call it the Essentialist Audit. The entire audit, the whole thing, it all hinges on this one simple question. And you can ask this about literally everything in your life. A physical object, a task on your to-do list, a meeting on your calendar. If the answer isn't a loud, clear, heck yes, then it's a candidate for subtraction. This question is your filter. It's your weapon. The audit itself is a super straightforward 4-step process. First, you've got to define what's actually essential to you, not to your boss, not to your neighbor, but to you. Second, you take inventory of everything, your commitments, your possessions, your digital life. Third, you interrogate every single item on that list with our core question. And finally, number 4, you triage everything into 3 simple buckets: keep, remove, or maybe a temporary, I'm not sure yet pile. All right, with our audit done, we know what to remove. Now it's time for the really satisfying part, the action. This is where we start applying the art of subtraction to the key areas of our lives. Let's start with your physical space, because clutter is just visual noise, and it drains your mental energy. You can fight back with a few simple rules, like the 90-90 rule. Have you used this thing in the last 90 days? Or are you going to use it in the next 90? If not, it can probably go. Or the 1-in, 1-out rule, which is brilliant for stopping new clutter from piling up. The goal here is a calm space that actually recharges you, not a source of constant stress. Next up, digital clutter. And let's be real, this is probably the most toxic form of clutter in our lives today. The single most powerful tactic here is something we can call notification annihilation. Seriously, go into your phone settings and turn off every single alert that isn't from an actual human being you care about. You have to reclaim your attention. It's your most valuable asset, and it's being stolen from you every minute of the day. Your time, well, your time is your life. So you have to stop letting your calendar control you. Instead of just filling it up, try the reverse planner. Block out time for your non-negotiable, essential priorities first. Deep work, family time, exercise, whatever they are. Everything else has to fight for the scraps of time that are left over, and you should absolutely create a stop doing list.
A list of things you will consciously quit because they just don't add value. But underlying all of this, the decluttering, the planning, is the ability to use the most powerful subtraction tool that exists. It's one single two-letter word: no. I know, it can feel difficult, sometimes even rude. But saying no to a non-essential request isn't rude. It's actually saying yes to your most important priorities. And you don't have to be harsh about it. You can be graceful. For instance, never say yes on the spot. Always use the pause. Just say, let me check my calendar and get back to you. You can say no with gratitude. Thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'm completely overcommitted right now. Or you can define your yeses way ahead of time. My family and I have a rule not to schedule things on weekends. See, it's not a rejection of the person. It's just you affirming your own boundaries. So, you've done it. You've decluttered your space, your tech, and your time. You've mastered the graceful no. So what? What's the real payoff? Well, it's not just a little more peace and quiet. It's a massive multiplier effect on your impact in the world.
This is the best way to think about the final result. You can be a light bulb, spreading your energy thinly across a dozen different things, barely illuminating any of them. Or, by subtracting everything non-essential, you can become a laser, concentrating all of your power on a single point, with enough focus to cut through steel. One has a tiny effect, the other changes everything it touches. This is what you gain. Your focus is amplified, which lets you do that deep, meaningful work you've been wanting to do. The quality of your output skyrockets. You have so much more energy because you stopped doing all the things that drain you. And maybe most importantly, you gain presence. You're no longer living in the future of your to-do lists and your worries, but you're right here, in this moment. The result isn't an empty life, it's a full one.
The subtraction principle isn't just a theory to think about. It's an invitation to take action. You don't have to completely overhaul your entire life overnight. Just start with one thing. So the only question left is the one right here on the screen. What will you subtract today?